First off, we probably need to talk about what prime rib really is. And prime rib is the primal cut that we call the rib off a beef carcass. It is the primal rib. That really has nothing to do with the grade of the carcass or the grade of the meat that we're really talking about. We're really just saying it's the primal cut. So prime rib is not USDA prime in terms of quality grade unless it is specified as USDA prime rib. Prime rib can be USDA choice. Prime rib can be USDA select, or even something we call no roll or ungraded can be used for prime rib. Obviously, as you go up in quality grade, the cost of the product is going to be higher, but you have a higher expectation, higher chance of having a great eating experience as you go up in quality grade. What we have here on the table for demonstration purposes is we have a whole primal rib. So it has 7 ribs. This is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th ribs. And as we do, we look at here, and it would be difficult for someone at home to be able to utilize a whole primal rib. So what's happened on this one is we've actually used a saw and cut the what we would call the chine bone or the body of the vertebrae off of that cut. So now we've exposed a cut in between the ribs and something we call the feather bones, or part of the other portions of the vertebra itself. This would still be hard to deal with at home, but is more usable because now there is an opportunity to cut between the ribs as we go down. If we look on the end of the cut, we see that we've got several muscles here. This is really what we're talking about with prime rib. So these muscles over the top typically would come off of this cut to make what we would call a prime rib that we would roast. That is exactly what's been done on this prime rib. And this is both sides. It's only been cut down the middle. And so the muscles have come off of the top. These extra bones have come off the side. And so these are ready to be roasted, bone in. So these still have the rib bones attached. But when we look at the cut surfaces, you can see they're a little bit different. But we do have the rib bones still on there. None of the muscles are over the top anymore. So now this is a roasting, a cut that can be roasted very easily, and either cut between the ribs or then remove the ribs after roasting, the rib bones after roasting, to have something that you could cut and slice very easily. As we go down just a little bit further, you say, well, I really don't want to deal with bones. Retailers, for the most part, are going to have some cuts that would still be vacuum packaged. And you can notice on this is a really bright cherry red color in the lean surface. If we have something that's vacuum packaged, like this cut, you might see that the surface on this is more purplish red. And when we look at this in terms of purplish red color, it's because we've removed the oxygen from this bag. The lean is in a different state there that does not allow that to bloom or have that bright red color. Once we remove the bag, it's going to look just like this. These came to the store in this same bag, and then the store took these apart, or took the bag off, cut those, and packaged those for sale. So here we've got a boneless whole ribeye that could also be used for prime rib. So prime rib is a lot of different things. It can have a lot of different muscles and be whole and have a lot of extra things there in terms of bones and those kind of things. Most of the time, if you're going to see bone in, though, at the retail store, it's only going to have the rib bones attached like the ones here in the middle. Or if we want to go one step further, you can make prime rib, and we do a lot of prime rib boneless out of something like this whole subprimal, what we call a lip-on ribeye roll.